Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of the Geek Perspective. Today's episode, we're doing a horror-filled episode today, talking about the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie coming out in February on Netflix. That and much more, so stay tuned. All right, welcome to today's episode of the Geek Perspective. I'm sorry about my camera. My room's a little dark today. I haven't set up my video cameras. What's been going on? But whatever. But so we're talking about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie coming out this week, and I want to introduce my co-host Tommy. What's going on, Tom?
Then what's up? I didn't have enough time. I was going to try to set up the green screen, but it was like I was running behind today, and so hopefully next time we record, I'll have that set up.
Well, the day kind of crept up on me also. It's just one of those days. At Northeast here, we got some crazy weather the last couple of weeks, and my mind's been kind of all over the place since the first storm we had. And then we just got a recent ice storm, so winter's here.
Between the blizzard there and then where we got over 2 feet here. I mean, some of the snowdrifts were over 4 feet, and then last night the ice storm. It's been crazy up here. I don't know what I would rather: 2 feet of snow or like the ice sucks in a whole different way, and it's like, oh my god. Driving home last night from work was atrocious.
Yeah, it's same here. We got over, I think it's like 27 inches in Brooklyn, something like that.
I believe that actually they said I think Stoughton, which is not far from you, is got the most in all of Massachusetts. They were at like 33 inches in Stoughton or something like that. Yeah, because I was reading, it had it by highest total in each state in New England on this article, and it was like, I'm going through it and I don't recognize most of the towns in like Vermont, but then that's like Stout. Oh, that's not far from Roy, and it was like 33 inches or some shit. It was like,
I like how you call it Stoughton.
What is it?
Stoughton.
Yeah,
Rhode Islanders.
All these are so weird. I heard I was listening to a podcast. This girl, she's got a really good podcast, won all the type of awards and stuff. And one of the stories she was talking about is like it was a disappearance or something. Yeah, disappearances it's called. And it was in Chatham. But she's not from the area, so she's calling it Chatham. Up in Chatham, Mass. And I was like, there's a lot, like most people say, Worcester instead of Worcester.
My mother, God rest her soul, used to call Taunton.
Taunton. I've heard that. That's
bug the hell out of me. Ma, it's not Taunton, it's Taunton.
I've heard other people call it Taunton.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah.
There's a lot of them that it's like, if you don't know how to pronounce them, especially because a lot of like Native American names and stuff. So it's there's a lot of tricky pronunciations.
I think that's why, because that makes it a little tricky for a lot of people.
Yeah,
which is why we're a great place for hauntings and all that good stuff. Because
a lot of history
filled.
Yeah, a lot of history. I was trying to think. There's another one too that's funny that everybody gets wrong, and it's like when they say it, it's so funny. It's I'll think of it later. No big deal.
So the 18th is coming. When is the 18th? Is that next week?
Pretty close to it.
Well, today's the 5th, so you got 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, your favorite franchise is starting up again.
Yep, I can't wait.
Excited?
I mean, hopefully it's not. There's been some not great installments in the franchise throughout the years, but that's any franchise, especially in the horror genre, where it's very common for different whole different companies to pick up a franchise, and everybody has their own vision or where they want it to go and stuff. But I always get excited for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre because to me, the original is like the ultimate of what horror can be, especially at that time when it came out, and it like had a gritty feeling to it. Like the modern movies that I could compare to like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre is, and obviously he's a big fan, he's done stuff with the franchise, is Rob Zombie films. Like, but I'm talking specifically the what are those two? The trilogy there with Captain Spaulding and stuff.
Jesus.
House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and then Three from Hell. Three from Hell.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Three from Hell.
I'm horrible with horror names. You wouldn't know I was a horror fan by me naming horror films. I am so bad at it.
It's but so, and those had that gritty feel, like especially Devil's Rejects, where it was like in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's almost like you felt like you needed a shower after watching it because it's like dirty and then you find out stuff behind the scenes that it was probably bankrolled by mafia and or part of the porn industry. It has ties to it. Like one of the producers produced, I believe, Deep Throat. This is all the original guys, the very original, but. The guy that played Leatherface, Gunnar Hansen, notoriously kind of crazy, did some not great things that we've heard in the years since on set and then beyond and stuff, which all adds to, the original sort of appealed for me, where it's just that it's gritty and raw and I just love it. It's just a classic to me. So I have high hopes because these latest Halloween installments I've really enjoyed. So it's like I'm hoping it keeps with the trend of bringing these franchises kind of back out of some dark movies and dark ages back into some like really like a good era, because and then, the video game too. So excited for that. It's
I know.
Good time to be a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan right now.
If you're a huge, a great time for it. It comes out later this year, and Tom and I are planning on getting it and playing it on the new systems. It has to be the new systems. So we're both. I think you're going to do it, and I'm definitely going to do it. Get the new system so we can play the game together, and do it on our channel. Have people come join us and play together.
All the trailers I've seen for the game look really cool too. It's it looks like there's kind of a developed story mode or something. So I'm excited. Should be good.
Yeah, same here.
But
so
the movie, can't wait.
The new movie has a couple of cool headlines, and I figured I'd read them off and get your take on them. I don't know if you've heard them. You probably have. I'm sure you're a big fan, so. I've heard them, but I've heard them, but I listen, don't listen, but whatever. But so the first headline is just a national headline, and it says, after 50 years of hiding, Leatherface returns to terrorize a group of idealistic young friends who accidentally disrupt his carefully shielded world in a remote Texas town. It's like, there's a lot going on here. So it kind of implying that like he was kind of like shielding himself from everybody at that point.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure on this, but I had heard that some of the installments within this franchise are kind of, they're ignoring. They're not keeping it I'm like, I've heard people say it's almost like a direct sequel to the original.
Because the original character's in this movie.
Yeah. So it's not gonna, Leatherface when he was wearing the Pretty Woman mask, or some of those weirder installments with like Renee very early in their careers, Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey in that one. It kind of ignore those and just kind of and go back and to just the original. So that's pretty cool to me. I like that because, like I said, some of those installments aren't great, and who knows, maybe it incorporates some of them somehow in it. But I'm really curious on that, and I think it's going to be cool.
We should review that, the original movie.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm always up for rewatching it. I mean, I usually watch it every couple of months anyway.
We should review it for before the new movie comes out.
Oh yeah, I believe it's on Prime, the original remastered in 4K.
I've seen it at least one place, so I was like, "Ooh, it might be fun to review." Because I like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not one of my favorites, so I've seen it several times, but I haven't seen it in a long time.
Part of me wonders though, like if I'd actually enjoy, because I haven't watched a remastered like 4K version. Because like I said, right, I was saying just a few minutes ago, the grittiness to it is what I really liked. You know, that sort of, and Rob Zombie even went for that in the way he filmed those movies, like Devil's Rejects. It had more of that graininess and stuff like cameras were back in the 60s and 70s. He did that effect, which I really like. You know, it felt like the Devil's Rejects felt like it was filmed in the 70s. So I don't know how much I would enjoy the 4K. I'm gonna have to check that out, the 4K version, because I always just go to my copy or, you know, the original. So, but yeah, I'm definitely down. Whenever you want to review it, I'm definitely down for that. You know.
Yeah. Well, I think we do it for next week.
All right, that's easy enough.
And that way, you know, with the following week, we can either that week or week after review the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because I know I'm off this weekend and next weekend, and so yeah, but probably have to be the week after. Unless we did the day after.
But you're off next weekend?
Yeah, I'm off this weekend and next weekend.
Okay.
So the weekend that it comes out, I'm working. So we can either review it later that night, or we can do it the following week.
How come you're off next weekend?
My coworker needs the day off, the weekend off, the 19th, the 20th. So she asked to switch weekends. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I don't care. Matter to me. All right, so here's another. This is from the Netflix review. I mean, title like what it says on Netflix. It says influencers. Tell me that's not 2022. Influencers looking to breathe new life into a Texas ghost town encounter Leatherface, the legendary killer who wears a mask of human skin. I like this intro better, I think. For this.
See, okay, so it definitely ties it to, you know, this time, this era, but sometimes that works against it, and you know, because then when you rewatch it, it's like, oh, you know, influencer, because who knows, you know, right now influencers, it's a big thing, and you know, these couple years, but who knows in 3 years if influencers are still going to be a thing or not, you know what I mean? So, which it can go either way, you know. It's like, oh, okay, that, oh, cool, it's a time capsule for that time, but other times, depending on how it's done, it comes across as, oh, that didn't age well, you know. So
yeah, I think sorry.
I was just gonna say, I still have faith, though. That's all.
Yeah, I think for the next 10, 20 years, you're safe. But like you said, at some point, influencers might be you know, turned against. You know, everything has its waning moments.
Yeah, it's tough, especially influencer. Like I said, maybe they're around for 10, 20 years, and maybe in a few years it's just really common job. Like I know it's pretty common now for influencers, but we still kind of like snicker, like my generation. I'm sure your generation, when you talk about like kids talk about influencers and stuff, I snicker. You know, I'm just like, that's the silliest thing in the world to me.
Right.
But to them it's completely normal and a thing they aspire to. So maybe I'm just the old guy, that you kids in your rock and roll, you kids in your jazz music.
Damn
Yeah,
jazz.
you got you in that jazz.
Jazz music.
But I don't know. But it also, like I said, it could go in 3 years. We could be like influenced with maybe not a thing, or it's a joke, and
You never
then
know.
that movie doesn't age well. But I have faith. They'll probably be around. Like I said, I'm probably just being an old curmudgeon when I laugh at
but
it.
everything has its time,
It's true.
Who knows what could happen? Something could happen, and people could turn on all influences. You never know.
Exactly.
The way the world is today, if you told me 5 years ago this was going to happen, I'd say you were nuts. And look at us now. We're a big mess.
It is a mess.
So
it really is.
Come on, get down. My dog wants to be part of the show all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So it's all February 18th. It's a Friday. And it was directed by David Blue Garcia. I don't know a lot about him. Do you know this guy?
No, I don't know much about him.
Let's look him up and see. You find a bit about this man. I don't know, like I said, a whole lot about him. What people rave about him. He's known for obviously the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Bloodfest, Iron Man World Champion, whatever that is. He has 2 director credits: Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Tejano. 18 cinematography credits. Patient 41. That sounds familiar. It was a short. Tejano, Bloodfest, Monster Energy Outbreak House. Okay. SWXW. SXW. I mean, SXSW.
South by Southwest Festival.
Yes.
That's the South by Southwest, which is one of the bigger film festival, music festivals down in Austin, Texas. That's like some movies do their premiere or screening there sometimes.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot of bands too. It's like like Flaming Lips and stuff like that. It's Austin's got a really thriving like music and art scene in Austin, Texas, and the South by Southwest Festival. It's huge. I've always wanted to go. It's suppose it's just like I think it's like a week-long festival in the city, and you'll see like a lot of horror movies and low like indie style movies will screen or premiere there and stuff.
Well, this guy's in all kinds of stuff. He's did a camera work for Iron Man World Championships. He was a camera guy for Top Gear Season 1. Friday Night Tykes, that little football show. He was a camera operator for that. Like, wow. Dude does everything. He's a writer.
Yeah. Okay, so it is a direct sequel to the original. I just read that. Oh, yeah, I'm on his IMDb page. So, yeah. That's how a lot of them get their start. They kind of work their way up through camera, working all, and then not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah,
oh man, John Larroquette's doing the opening narration for the film.
Yeah, he did one of the other films too.
It's
I think it's why I got him back.
I like John Larroquette. I haven't seen him in forever in anything, but
when I saw that, I was like, huh. And then he did another film also, one of the other massacre films. I'm like, really? I don't remember. Which tells you how much I don't watch the movies.
For a minute there, he was everywhere. Right after Night Court, John Larroquette, like he was in a bunch of. He had his own show, the John Larroquette Show, and he was in like movies, and you would see him, and then man, I haven't seen him in forever now. I love Night Court.
All right, I have a question for you, and maybe you can answer because you're a big fan.
Yeah.
You might not be able to. I don't know. Now we all know Ed Gein. It was partially based on him.
Yeah, Leatherface was partially based on.
I've always heard this, but I'd never heard the name. It's also based on another person. Also, do you know who the other killer was?
Well,
Because Henkel also used another murderer,
uh,
but
huh.
I've never heard the name before. And I was looking
Well,
it up, but I was like, maybe Tom will know.
I mean, because I know Ed Gein, he was used for a specific reason, because Ed Gein, was uh into necrophilia, they think, and stuff, and had supposedly used the skin of his mother or somebody as a lampshade, and he dug up dead body. I mean, he killed people too, but he supposedly like dug up their dead bodies and yeah, and did
Two
weird
confirmed
things.
murders, 9 corpses mutilated.
It's but just weird stuff. I'm trying to think of a murderer, a killer that might have had like a similar MO.
It's weird because they've.
I
I
mean, Jeffrey
know that
Dahmer did weird things, but that was way later.
um, I know that Hooper and him have talked about it before that it was based on 2 killers, Ed Gein and somebody else, but I don't ever remember anyone saying the name of the other killer.
Let's see if I can find something real quick. Weather phase.
But Ed Gein, Jesus, he was known for murdering 2 people confirmed. He dug up 9 corpses and mutilated them, and he made lamps, he made chairs out of the bones. And I know in
Yeah,
the Wisconsin area, he struck fear, and I know this personally because a nurse I used to work with lived in that area when this was all going on, and she was very familiar with it. And she would tell me stories about how people shouldn't be came anywhere near dark. People would lock their doors. No one would go out. She said it was crazy.
yeah. Like I had read articles too where they talk sort of in that vein, Roy, where it was sort of like after the weird stuff started happening, and then they realized it was like the innocence lost of that town. That went from sort of your typical 1950s idyllic neighborhood. Nobody locks their doors.
Midwest town, what happens in the Midwest,
Exactly. Nobody, everybody knows everybody. It's half the town's related to each other. To people now locking their doors, not trusting each other, and stuff. I mean, I try to do a quick search on it, and obviously Ed Gein is the main one that pops up that he's based off of.
It'd be funny if there wasn't one, but they just said that so people would do a search, and the movies always come up, and Ed Gein comes up, and you know what I mean. It makes you talk. It's great conversation. Think about it. If there wasn't one, but they just said there was,
Yeah.
because I've never heard a name being mentioned ever, like, or if ever saw a name. But that's that big of a deal.
Maybe it was just like a similar sort of case that was never solved or something. That they could have just kind of drew some inspiration on.
True.
That was my first thought when you said it. Was like I was trying to think of serial, because I love like serial. I know way too much about serial killers and stuff. And
if I disappear, Tom killed me.
And yeah, and they. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any that had a similar MO, whether it's necrophilia or bone disruption or skinning people and shit. So, but
well, Leatherface in the new film, he's a lot older, obviously. So I wonder how old he's supposed to be. Because if he's too old, this film's not going to work very well, unless he has children or someone else killing for him.
Yeah, or do they go a sort of supernatural route with like a la Jason or something, and Michael Myers? What?
I wonder how old he's supposed to be.
I don't know, because I don't know what his age would have been in the first one now.
Well, that's the thing. Is he's older. Well, how old is he?
Yeah. Yeah, all I could find is the name Ed Gain, which we already knew. I'm not. Oh,
Oh, here. Oh, okay, not too bad. He says he's 60 in the new movie.
Hooper wasn't only who drew on the story of Gain for a horror film. Gain also served. Oh no, I knew that. That Gain inspired Psycho and Silence of the Lambs. Yes, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to spend my whole time on my phone looking up stuff. So it's but yeah, all I could find was stuff on Ed Gain.
Well, Leatherface is 60, the new film.
60?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Hello, whoever joined us for this chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just so you know, Tom, this is how long we've been since we've been doing live show episodes. I set it up as private to set everything up.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to get notifications and popping on too early. And when we started, I clicked public.
Yeah.
I didn't save it, so when no one was popping on, I was like, "Oh, someone else left." When I was popping on, and I say, and we're starting this episode, I didn't save it. So when we were doing the show, I went into the settings. I'm like, "Where's no private?" So I put it public so people would know.
I was wondering because usually we at least have one or two, and then I was wondering if we were private.
We don't promote the episodes, and I meant to do that. And
Yeah.
stop. And so
I gotta stand for a second.
So Leatherface is 60. He's a big guy, so he still has that going for him. 60 isn't that old.
No, not anymore. If you think about it, look at some of your favorite wrestlers.
Sure.
Sting's 62 right now. He's wrestling out there. I mean, granted, he doesn't look like he did 40 years ago, but he's still out there doing it.
And living in Texas, I'm sure, physically, they do a lot of working. Was he on a farm, Leatherface?
Yeah.
So, keeping up with the farm, he should be in pretty much shape for that. I'm not saying great shape, but
who knows where he's been hiding the last 50 years, too.
Was that?
Who knows where he's been hiding, in the last 50. So, but yeah, I'm sure he's going to still be a big dude. And I would think. I don't think they're going to have, Leatherface as like your grandfather, coming out with the cane and fucking. I hope not, at least.
Who's playing Leatherface?
So, what's that?
I wonder who's playing Leatherface.
Oh, that's a good question.
I know Kane Hart is playing him in the game. Mark Burnham.
Mark Burnham. I feel like I've heard that name.
I'm glad you have, because I haven't.
We got to meet the guy that played Leatherface in part 2.
Yes, I meant to upload a picture to show a picture of him. I totally forgot.
Yeah, got the Funko signed by oh god, it's been such a long day that I am drawing a blank on everything I think about. What was his name? Oh my god.
Me?
we both just met him.
I know.
Oh my god, this is how bad my memory is. It's I'm a huge fan, but it's been such a long day.
I have a dog here bouncing a ball to himself.
Let me look at it.
Yeah, show your autograph.
Of course, I can't make it out his signature, so I am drawing. God, it's been a long day, guys. I'm sorry. Long week at work too. I don't know why this week seems so long, but yeah, I guess that was good. I always got a glare here, but we got the Funko signed. He wrote TCM 2, which is Texas Chainsaw, because he played Leatherface in 2. Gunnar Hansen, who played him in the original, has since passed away. What is this guy? Bill. Oh God, I'll look it up.
What movie was he in? Which one was he in?
2.
What year was that? Because this is saying totally different people.
Here, I'll just look at. I mean, it should. I don't know the year. I mean, it should just be whoever played Leatherface in 2.
This is saying Tom Mogar and Bill Johnson.
Nope.
Because it says this 86. And we know it wasn't him because we got his autograph.
Look, I can't believe I can't think of it. It's like I'm such a.
Oh, this is your thing, Tom.
I told you, it was a long week at work.
Oh, the storms and everything happening. And I'm like, oh, I remember his name.
Hang on. It's driving me nuts. I'm thinking right now, honestly, because it should just pop right the fuck up. Hang on. I think I got something in here. Whatever, I can read his name. Bob Elmore. God damn it. Bob Elmore.
There you go. You know, the funny thing is, there's a list here. He's not even on it.
What's that?
There's a list here. He's not even on it for some reason.
I don't know. I can't believe I couldn't think of that. It was. I kept saying I had the B because I kept saying Bill, but it was. Oh God. Long week. Long week.
But why? He is nowhere to be found. Why is that?
Do a Bob Elmore search. See what pops up. That's
okay, yeah. Because every she has a mask of movie shows. For some reason, it's not showing him.
Yeah,
which is weird. Because like he played him, obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's. I mean, if you do a Bob Elmore, it pops right up that he.
No, I wonder why he's not in it though. He should complain about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, do you think this will lead to another movie after this? If this does well,
if it does well, yes, I do, because it's Hollywood. They'll if something's making money or doing well, they're gonna keep it going.
it'd be cool. You know, whenever they do these newer movies, I always want them to bring in like people that played the killers in the previous movies, and they kill them off. That'd be something cool to see.
They do that in some movies. They'll do that. They'll do that for like super fans in some movies. Yeah, the little Easter eggs and.
But I want them to do that in the big movies, though. They don't do it in the big movies usually.
Yeah,
they Friday the 13th. That'd be awesome. Bring them back.
Yeah, well, it makes it fun. It makes it fun for the fans when you do stuff like that. So, it really does. What's up, guys? Where's Linda?
No idea.
I don't know if she's
maybe at one of her kids' events. Her grandkids have a lot of stuff going on. So this franchise, like I said, my favorite franchise is Friday the 13th, and I would put Chainsaw Massacre probably number 4 on my list of the top 4, like by far above everybody else. And I didn't realize there were 8 movies.
like I said, there's some not great installments in this franchise.
I like the original first two movies, and after that, it just kind of went to hell for me anyway.
Yeah, it's like I've liked some here and there throughout, but it's like there's some that are not great, and that's and depending on who you talk to when it comes to like real fans, whether or not some actually fall into canon or not, it's excuse me, jeez, it's like like I said, every horror franchise has some bad installments and people or remakes. I mean, even look at like Evil Dead's been remade, and there's like actually wasn't too bad, the one with Jane Levy. But some horror movies, when they do like reboot Dawn of the Dead and stuff, I haven't been super impressed because it's their own take, which is fine, but and then do you consider that canon? When somebody takes it and completely changes the story, you know what I mean? Is that
Right.
although some of the more clever ones find ways to even the shittier, like Chucky is a great example, where this TV show has kind of even there was that I think the 2018 reboot with Aubrey Plaza in it, where she played the mother, which she was much too young, I think, to play a mother, but I mean, it worked. She's a great actor. And it did it a different way. It was more about technology. The guy, hacked into the Chucky doll. It wasn't Charles Ray was not in this Chucky. It was all computerized evil and stuff. It learned through AI, and the guy turned off the the empathy button or whatever, empathy part of it, and but in the series, they even made a small nod to it. It was so that's what I like about Chucky, because they've embraced the campiness a lot. So even if you have some bad installments, it may not be canon, but they'll still, for a super fan, reference it in a slight way. So because of that Chucky, a lot of people didn't like it. If you take it away outside of being part of Chucky, it's a fine movie. It's okay. It's not anything terrible. But,
Yeah.
within the Chucky, doesn't make much sense. So because it's all about Charles C. Ray and the Chucky and the doll being possessed.
Correct.
So
Speaking of that, mentioning Chucky, should we give him the big news? What we have coming up?
yeah, do it.
Well, Tom and I have been talking, and we want to do more real movie reviews, which is why we did today's show. But we want to do actual reviews. Maybe not formal reviews. We'll see how it goes. See what people like, don't like. But we want to do a review channel for horror movies, TV shows, and we're going to review Chucky the TV series that's on Sci-Fi. I want to review Friday the 13th. I want Tom and I to review Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the movies. All great horror. Tom and I both watch horror all the time, and we want to bring you guys some of the horror movies. Like, for instance, I just watched, and Tom, I don't know if you finished it yet, Archived 81.
No, I can't. I'm actually going to put it on tonight after I catch up on a couple of other shows, because that, honestly, like, I'm watching that and Ozark, and it was like that one had me like, Ozark's great, don't get me wrong, but Archive 81's like every episode I want to know more. You know what I mean? Like it's more so.
Yeah, I totally binged it. I was like, I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens. And
great show, and a lot of people have been talking about it too. It's got kind of that sort of just like word of mouth, but it's making it a huge, because everybody that watches is like, wow, this is really cool. So it's
so yes, I watched that. Tom's watching it, so we're like, let's review some of the stuff and let's get some of our thoughts out there. So we've been doing a YouTube channel. It's going to be called the TerrorTV Twins, and we have a logo set up. We're just going to finish setting up the YouTube channel and get things going, and we're going to have a channel of reviewing all kinds of horror video games. We'll be playing video games, so we'll be coming up pretty soon, very shortly, hopefully, and review some cool movies and have a reason to watch horror movies. That'd be a good reason. You know, hey, I'm watching it for a reason. I have to do this for our channel. You know, so yeah, so I'm looking forward to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Hope to God that they do justice by the original series, original movies. And any final thoughts?
I have faith that they will. You know, I don't know why I have faith, because I'm always like, usually they let you down, but I for some reason I have a good feeling about this movie. So hopefully, knock on wood, whatever it is good, because I've been waiting for a good installment of Texas Chainsaw Massacre for a while. So
Yes, one of the franchises that really hasn't done anything since the original well. Like,
yeah.
Friday the 13th, you can go either way, with the later movies, but like Halloween's come out with stuff, and other Chucky, it's good to see this coming back, because it's a great franchise, and we need the big four to be relevant. Take back the spotlight from the Screams and the little idiot movies of the world.
Although, I'm not gonna lie, I like Scream. I'm not gonna lie and say I like not all of them, but like it's sort of like a guilty pleasure.
Oh, I'm a Scream fan. It
It's
doesn't mean I think it's one of the best movies ever, though.
no, not by no. It's like I said, it's more of a guilty pleasure. I even watched every season of the TV show. Did you ever watch that, the Scream TV series?
No,
So
I wouldn't go that far.
It was first two seasons were actually had me. They were like, but then for season 3, they completely like rebooted it, whole new cast, went in a different direction, which was cool with me. They were like, I think MTV had a diversity thing, so like all the main characters were now black, and it was good, but it was like you didn't get that resolution that you wanted for those other characters, because they rebooted it like just completely. Like I don't think they ever even talked about the first 2 seasons and the last one. It was
this whole diversity thing. I'm for diversity, obviously, because I'm black, but to do diversity because it's the in thing to do. It's totally ridiculous. Like that doing what they did was totally ridiculous.
Oh, I agree. It was
2 seasons of the show. Finish the show.
I mean, like you said, I don't want to. Of course, diversity is important. Yeah, just finish the show, and then just call it or have them start up a separate show or whatever it is, because it was good. They were great and everything, and I would have watched that for a bunch. They only did the 1 season, but after the reboot, and yeah, I would have totally watched that. But yeah, finish the story too, because no, diversity is important, of course, and it's like far be it from me to
don't just do it to do it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes. Well, what do they call it? Virtue signaling, when people they talk about race just so whatever, and it's. But
yeah, ankle bite is, dude. If I can find ankle bites and make Tom watch it, we would review it.
Didn't I see that somewhere?
I thought you did in. I don't know if you saw a disc of it or something, or tape or something.
Let me go Google it right now. Ankle biter.
Yeah, well, Tom's doing that. So yeah, we're gonna be doing a new horror channel. Reviewing, be quick reviews. We hope to get between 15 to 30 minutes max. Hopefully closer to the 15-minute mark. And just review shows, give our takes. We're not going to go a deep dive into each part of the episode. We'll give you the basics, and we'll just give our opinions about it, essentially. And if you guys like it, let us know. And if you guys want us to do it a different way, we'll consider it. We want to do a channel that's fun, that people can get involved in. We want to have, people responses and commenting. So we want to make a community out of this and have fun. Horror is a great genre, and we want to bring it to the peeps. And I'm looking forward to the game too.
Yes.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, I cannot wait.
Yes.
Like I said,
I like horror games. Like I'm playing Evil Within right now, which is a cool game. I don't know if it's on PlayStation. I probably, I think they're, most games are on
Which
both.
which system are you gonna buy? You gonna buy the X or the S? Have you thought about it at all?
The
The Xbox.
the whatever the better. I'll probably go because
The X is the top, I think. I think the X is
yeah.
the newest one.
Well, yeah. Well, I'd probably go with the X. The good, the better of, because isn't the S just less memory or something? And
It's less
like
memory.
it's
The graphics are a little not as good. It's not. They're not horrible. I did a lot of research since we talked that originally. Like, do we get in this? And
I would go with the better one, the better graphics and stuff. I'm sure and stuff like that. Yeah,
yeah, I'm leaning that way because like if you buy the S and get the external memory that you have to buy, you can't just do what I did for my PS4. You get a Seagate, just plug
yeah.
it in. You have to buy a certain one. They did it so you'd have to do that. I think there's a workaround, but I don't know what it is. And it's like $250 or something like that. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah. Then
buy
why
the
just
X.
yeah.
But then
Well,
people
that's
are saying don't buy the X because it's so much more money, and they said they might not even have it when people want to buy it. I guess there's a problem with them making the X right now.
yeah. I would go with the better one. I'm sure because like even when I got this last, which I don't play as much as I should. I mean, it does. I think I went with whatever was the most memory at the time that you get. It was either a 500 or a terabyte when I got it. It's probably way more now or whatever. But and I was just like, you know what? If I'm gonna get it, even if I don't, I'd rather have it and not use it than have to pay, like you said, pay $250 and need it, and now you have all these external things and that can just
I
in
did the
my
worst.
experience make it more difficult. So
I did the
it's
reverse thing. I was like, I mean, 500 is a lot. That should be plenty. And then games are getting bigger and bigger. It's like I should have bought the 1 terabyte. Son of a. So hence why I bought. I mean, for the PS4, all I had to do was spend $50, and I got
yeah,
2 terabytes. I have two
yeah,
terabytes for $50. It was like,
yeah. It's great.
yeah.
They're great. Yeah, external hard drives are crazy cheap
But
now. You can get like 8 terabyte ones for like $50 and shit. It's
if I can get the X, I think I'd probably get the X if I can afford it. It depends on how much money I have too.
yeah.
I'm making $2 less an hour now, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah.
it's my own choice, though.
It's a ways away anyway. The game's not coming out until later in the year, so
It's
it's
already February. It's going to be before you know it.
I
Well,
know.
one of the people I work with, one of the patients said, "It's almost Christmas time." I'm like, dude, don't even say that.
It's almost no, get the fuck
Like,
out
don't
until
even
we
say
just
that.
we just finished Christmas. Fuck off.
I know. I was like, holy jeepers, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this movie in a couple of weeks. We're gonna be doing a review. We're gonna be doing reviews of the Chucky series coming up, and maybe we'll do a couple reviews on this channel, and then move it over to the other channel afterwards. We have to work that out how we want to do it. But yeah, so stay tuned. We're gonna be doing that, and we got more challenges coming up. I have a fudge from one of the companies, Willie Pete's, a chocolate fudge to do. I think it's my last challenge I have. I gotta get some more challenges. I also got some hot sauces to try. So we get some stuff coming up. So thank you guys for tuning in. Whoever popped in live, Rich, thank you for popping in. And any final words about the movie, Tom?
No, just excited for it. So check it out, guys, and thanks for tuning in today, and tune in again next time.
All right, guys. So tune in. The channel is TerrorTV Twins because we are twins, in case you didn't know. So tune in for that. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be a blast. This movie, like Tom, I believe it's gonna be a really good movie. It's gonna be exciting. I cannot wait. I'll probably be texting Tom right after I watch the movie without telling him anything because I don't know if he would have seen it by then. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So everyone, thank you for watching. For Tom and myself, have a good weekend. Stay safe. Wear your mask.